Your words are repelling your prospects every single time you open your mouth, and I want to break down why. During this video, I'm going to share with you some language patterns that are actually pushing people away and what you should be saying instead to draw them into you. Now, why should you even listen to me? My name's Jason James. Over the last decade, I've taken what I used to do as a psychiatric nurse and I've put it right here into sales. That has allowed me to personally generate over 22 million in sales, and my clients have gone on to generate over 200 million using what I call my invisible sales method. This is stuff that is usually reserved for high-stake negotiations and high-pressure environments like psychiatric wards. I've taken it and put it into sales, and it has worked incredibly. And by just watching this video alone, you are starting to pick up some of the things that most people will never know when it comes to sales, which will ultimately give you the edge over your competition. So let's get stuck into this video. Have you ever considered what you're saying to your prospect is actually pushing them away? Have you ever reflected on some of the language patterns that you use that are actually, instead of drawing the prospect to you, are actually making them run a freaking mile? Well, here's the thing. You're not alone, and it's not your fault. Why? Because most sales scripts are outdated, most sales trainers are outdated, and most people are using techniques that simply just don't land anymore. So what can you do about it? Well, let's first of all explore some of the words that perhaps you're using right now. For example, maybe when you open up a sales conversation with someone, you're saying, "Thank you for taking the time out to be on this call." Ever done that before? I know I have. And guess what? I don't do it anymore because it was costing me money. Okay? Maybe you're saying stuff like, "If you come and work with us." If? Okay. It's not very certain, is it? No, it's not very persuasive. If you're now giving me options, well, maybe I'll go and think about it. I'll go and choose somewhere else, okay? Like, there's certain words that we're using that are actually pushing people away. So how do we fix it? Well, let's take a few of them and break it down and give you some alternatives instead. So let's start off with the thank you. Why is thank you pushing people away? When a prospect meets you, whether that's online or face-to-face, they're doing what's called a survival scan. What's a survival scan? A survival scan is something that's built into our DNA. Now, our ancestors, when they first met people or anyone that moved, whether that was an animal or something, they performed what's called a survival scan. Their natural instinct was to say, hey, is this going to cause me harm or not? Is this person going to lead me to safety or danger? That's how we were. We were looking for reasons to stay safe, and we were looking for reasons to run away. So in this day and age, let's be perfectly honest, someone who meets you for a call or meets you for a meeting, they're not thinking you're going to kill them or put them in danger, but the survival scan is still running in the background, in their unconscious mind. It's an unconscious pattern that they're running. And as they run this pattern, they're doing a scan on you and they want to figure out, is this person going to lead me? Or is this person lead me into good? Or is it going to lead me into bad? Or is this person a leader? Is this person a follower? Who are they? By saying to a prospect, "Thank you so much for taking the time out to meet with me today. Here's what you're doing." And I'm going to exaggerate it so it shows the point that I'm making. What you're saying is, "Thank you, Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, for taking the time out to allow me to show you how I can help you. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to pitch to you. Please, I need your money. I need you." That's what you're doing. That is what you're doing. Unconsciously, that is what you are doing. So what should you do instead? Don't thank prospects. Now, you might be going, "Jessa, that's rude." It's not rude. It's not rude. There is a time and place for manners. There's a time and place for respect. Of course, you want to thank your prospect to a certain extent. Of course you do. You want to thank them when they bought from you. Once they've bought from you, you want to thank them for their custom, thank them for their business. They haven't bought from you yet. Why are you putting them on a pedestal? When you say to someone, "Thank you so much for taking the time out to meet with me," you've just lost the power game. You've just basically told them that they are above you and you are below them. This isn't about hierarchy. This isn't about you showing them that you're the boss. No, it's about them understanding that, hey, you are equal, but you have something they don't have. Now you've put them on the pedestal like you need them. Guess what starts to happen? Your prospect will start to ask for deals, ask for discounts, or they'll back away. They'll just say, like, "This person isn't serious." No, don't ever do that. What should you say instead of thank you? Very simple. Congratulate them. Congratulate them instead. Congratulations. Before we begin, I just want to say congratulations on taking the time out to actually look into how you can solve the problem we were talking about earlier on. I'm so glad you've decided to take that opportunity here. Let's look at how we can help you or not. That's it. Simple as that. You're congratulating them instead, because now their survival scan's going, actually, this is a leader. This is someone I want to follow. This is not a sheep. This is someone who I actually want to follow. And you know what? I believe that they're probably going to follow me. I'm going to follow them into a good situation, not a bad situation. Make sense? So stop saying thank you at the beginning of your calls. What else are you saying right now that could be sabotaging your calls? Well, look, here's the thing. Have you ever had a prospect and you've been presenting your offer to them and you've said stuff like, well, look, we can help you with that if you come and work with me? Ever said that before? Here's the problem with the word if. When you use the word if, it creates some doubt. It creates like this option for them to not work with you. And yeah, of course, you don't want to pressure people, but you want to do everything you can to help them to make the right decision, because the right decision is to work with you. Am I right? So why are you telling them if? What you should be doing instead is using what we call a presupposition. A presupposition is when you use a language pattern that presupposes someone's going to do something. So instead of saying if, you say when. When? When we start working together. When? Now, what when does is it presupposes that you're going to start working together. Now, the more times you insert presuppositions into your presentation, the more times you start to help the prospect create connections of what it's like to work with you. The more times they create connections about working with you, the more they tell themselves, I actually want to work with this person. That's what should be going on a deep psychological level when you're talking to your prospects. They want them to be triggering off in their mind what it's like to actually work with you. What would it be like if they actually became your client? What would they be like? What would it be like if they actually bought from you? So start using presuppositions. When we start working together, when we begin, once you enroll. Is this making sense? All of these things massively help, right? So that's another example. How about this one as well? Have you ever told a client to sign up for your program? Let's sign up. Yeah, or something like that. Maybe you've said something like, let's sign up. Let's sign the deal. Let's get it done, okay? These kind of things are what people are used to hearing, and it breeds fear in them. Because when you tell someone to sign up to something, it presupposes they need to commit. Most people have a fear of commitment. Maybe you do too. I don't know. It's very common. Most people are fearful of committing. What am I signing up to? What am I signing up for? You're scaring them unconsciously. Again, it's running in their survival instinct right now, and they're going, what am I signing up for? What if I want to get out? All these things are firing off in their head. So we don't want to use language like sign up. What we want to do is enroll. Would you like to get enrolled right now? Should we get enrolled right now? Rather than sign up, yeah? It's another one. Here's another one. Like, I see people doing this online on webinars. Click the link. Now, look, I'm guilty of it too. But when I think about it, actually, click the link is what most people say. Click the link. Click the link. Click the link. Okay? Click the link. It's just, everyone says it. And look, I'm not saying it doesn't work. It does. But I started changing my language. I started saying stuff like, activate the link. Activate the link rather than click the link. It's just different. Activate the link. Activate it. That's all you got to do. People like activating stuff, yeah? Rather than say, click on the link and get a discount, what you're going to say is activate the link to claim your discount. That's it. We're just changing the words up. Activate the link to claim your discount, right? It's very simple. Now, here's another common word that people are using that is pushing people away and losing sales. Someone says, how much does it cost? How much does it cost? Okay. I'd love to work with you, Jess. How much does it cost? What's the cost? Well, interestingly enough, your prospect, of course, is going to use the word cost. What you don't want to do is also use the same word. Because at the end of the day, it's not a cost to work with you. It's an investment. It's an investment, which presupposes there's a ROI, a return on investment. When you tell someone the cost of something, what a cost basically means is that you'll never see the money again, which is what most people are scared of. They're scared of losing their money. When you say it's an investment, it presupposes there's a return on that investment. So it's your job to use that kind of language to train and counter what's going on through the prospect's head. So even if they say, what's the cost? You'll say, well, the investment to work with me is. You just deflect the word and use the word investment instead. Now, there's lots of trainers out there who will say to you, don't use the word investment because everyone else is saying investment and it sounds too financial, it sounds like a financial institution. I don't give a damn. It's an investment. It's an absolute investment in you, in yourself, and you will get an ROI on that, okay? Now, you can play around with it and change it. For example, there's many people that come and work with some of my mentorship programs, okay? We have tuition fees. It's the tuition fee. It's the investment to fund your tuition, okay? Rather than cost, we have tuition fees. What's a tuition fee? It's something that people associate towards mainstream education. Most people would invest in education. It's a tuition fee, language that they know. They're used to it. That's how people buy education. So tuition fee seems to work quite well. Is this making sense? So you've got to decide what language are you going to use that's going to help your prospects to buy more from you. For example, rather than say giving them a discount, can you say that your company's subsidizing X amount? So for those of you who do discounts, you shouldn't really do discounts anyway. It cheapens your brand. But if you have to do a discount, you can say, hey, we've got a promotion at the moment where 30% of your investment is actually subsidized by us, which basically means you only have to invest 70%. So $100 suddenly becomes $70 because your company is personally subsidizing $30 to that transaction. Does that make sense? Now, interesting enough, did you know car dealerships have been doing this for years? Car dealerships, although they're not the best at selling, I'm being honest with you, they've been doing this for years. Now, especially here in the UK, have you ever walked into a car dealership and when they break down the price of the vehicle, at the top of it, there's something called dealer contribution. Ever seen that before? Okay. Dealer contribution. What it basically means is if you're going to buy this car, Mercedes, whatever it is, the Mercedes dealer who's selling it to you is going to contribute £2,000 towards that. So if the car is £50,000, they're contributing £2,000, which basically means you're only paying £48,000. They've got dealer contribution. It's not a discount, right? They've been doing that for years. And for many of us, we love it because we feel like we're being given something. It's not a discount because it cheapens the car, but we're being given something, dealer contribution. Listen to the words, okay? So could you use the same words? Absolutely you can if you wanted to. You can use scholarship, you can use subsidized, you can use contribution. It's entirely up to you. But these words are massively going to help you to not cheapen your brand, but actually make people want to buy from you. Make sense? So look, I want you to do a word audit on your next sales call. And if you want some help with this, I can actually audit your sales call in seconds and we could do it for free for those of you who want it, okay? Just comment the word free down below and I'll send you an invitation to actually audit one of your calls for free and it will spit out a report and tell you what worked well and what didn't work so well, okay? It's my gift to you if you want some help with that, all right? But here's the thing. You need to go away and audit one of your calls right now. I want you to audit either your one that you got recorded or audit your next sales conversation and look at where am I using words that are actually pushing people away? Where am I saying things like, thank you so much for taking the time to meet me, which is actually making them feel like they're up there and you're down here? Where are you not using presuppositions like when we start working together, once we begin our journey? Like have a look at everything. Like change the word if, use when. Change the word fees, costs, or whatever it is to investment. Change it up. Have a look. Do an audit because you can't fix what you don't know. Make sense? So look, here's the thing. I want to work with you. You already know that. But look, I want to give you something first. So if you comment the word free down below, I will personally audit one of your calls for free and send it back to you with an incredible report so you know exactly what you're doing, what you shouldn't be doing, and how you can make it better. And that, my friends, is on me. So take me up on that. Comment the word free down below. And if you haven't done so already, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell because I'm always dropping nuggets like this and you want to be ahead of the curve. I'm trying to grow this channel so that I can get more people like you to learn some of this stuff that no sales trainer in the world is teaching you. Why? Because like I said, I'm the only psychiatric nurse in the world who teaches sales and I want to make sales incredible again. And with your help, we can make this happen. So comment the word free down below and I'll send you a gift. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And until next time, I wish you all the wealth, health, success, and happiness that you truly deserve. And I will see you on the next video.